Hello guys, checking in from Chicago O'Hare Airport, and as I was flying I had some thoughts come up that I wanted to share with you guys before I forget. So just going to give it a quick minute before I get started to see if we can get a group together here. And it actually has to do with fear, and I think that usually is something that a lot of people struggle with. Hi Erica, hi everyone. So greeting you guys from Chicago. I have a short layover here before I head out to Florida. But as I was flying, I had some thoughts. And of course, when I have a thought, I want to share it with you guys. Hi Stormy. Hi. Hey you guys. Good to see you. So I'm in Chicago right now, and I found a quiet place, and I have my headset on so I won't be hopefully annoying people around me. So anyway, so I want to share some thoughts with you guys, and the reason I titled it, fear and how to overcome it and really kind of identify it, kind of stemmed from me flying on this flight from Dallas over to Chicago. And many of you know what happened a week ago when I was on that private jet and we had a crazy incident. So we were thrown in the plane, we were airborne. I mean, it was just one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. So immediately people asked me, are you afraid of flying now? Because I've never been afraid of flying. And I said, no, I'm not afraid. And, I was in the plane right now, and to be really honest with you, it was one of the shakier flights that I've been on. It was very turbulent, and there was a lot of, there's just a lot going on in the plane. I even texted my husband. I said, please pray. It's really kind of shaky. My stomach is getting a little queasy. And I recognized, these emotions from a week ago being thrown in the plane were all still very, very present and very emotional in my gut. And so I had to do something immediately about it. And so the only thing I could do was pray. The only thing I could do in that moment was bow my head, surrender it to Yahweh God, and say, there is nothing I can do right now to make this plane be still, but you can. And so I'm just asking you, I'm surrendering this right now to you. And whatever happens, I'm just asking you to calm my heart. Because sometimes we try to get out of the situation when really God just wants to calm our hearts, and He wants us to rely on Him. So, which really kind of brought me to this next question. What fear is holding you back at whatever you're doing right now, or maybe you want to do? A lot of people say they're afraid of being rejected, or they're afraid of failure. How many of you would say, yep, that's me? I'm afraid to start something because I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of quitting. And so I want you guys to do something. I want you to identify the fear that you're dealing with right now that is holding you back from moving forward in whatever it might be. Maybe you're in a hurt relationship right now. Maybe you're in a marriage that you're really, really struggling with. And you have the opportunity to start over, but the fear of being hurt again is holding you back. Rather than giving it your best and starting over and trying again, that initial internal fear is what's holding you back. The what if. The little thing that we call what if is a really ugly, ugly enemy, because we don't know. What if I had let that plane ride that happened to me last week all of a sudden put me in bondage to say, I'm not stepping on a plane again, because what if it happens again, and what if the plane goes down? Well, you know what? The enemy would use that to hold me hostage and to keep me from helping a lot of people, because in the work that I do, I travel. And so what if I had let that all of a sudden hold me hostage? Well, what if you have in the past been a quitter? I know that many people and so what if that's you? What if you have been a quitter in your life and you're making that kind of who you are? And so now you're afraid of starting something new because you've always done that. So here's my suggestion to you. If you've ever been in the category of starting and quitting and not finishing a task, I want you to really be still before the Lord Yahweh and ask, where did it start? Father, where did it start? Where did I start quitting things? Was it as a child at swim lessons? Was I bullied? And that's why I quit. And because I started quitting back then, I kind of developed a habit of quitting. You guys, a lot of things happen in our early childhood that we live out now as adults, and we don't even realize That's what really is triggering our actions. And so here's the thing, you guys. Think about it. What if that happened to a child and they were in a sports team and they were made fun of and you quit? And all of a sudden the enemy whispers in your ear, you're a quitter. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to quit. And you begin to believe the lie, and then you begin acting on it. And now 20, 30, 40 years later, you're still believing that. So what can you do? Here's my suggestion. Go back to where it started. If you remember that child's name that bullied you or that told you you were a quitter and you believed it, or maybe it was a parent that told you that you're amount to nothing and that you're a failure and that you're a loser, or maybe it's your spouse, or maybe it was a sibling. I want you to go back to that place in your life, and I want you to write a letter of forgiveness. I know that sounds crazy, but forgiving will set you free, not so much the other person. When you hold on to things, you guys, and you hold on to anger and resentment and unforgiveness, it is putting you in bondage. And you might miss out on great opportunities in your life, changing your life, changing the life of your family, because you are in bondage with your past. So what if that child's name is little Max, and you write a letter and say, Max, 30 years ago, you put me in bondage because you told me I'm a quitter, but today, in the name of Yeshua, the Messiah, I forgive you, and I am setting myself free because I no longer believe that lie. I am not a quitter. I was made for greatness, and I will do great things in life. When you do these things, and then you can either send it off in a balloon, or you can, burn that letter, or whatever it takes. If that person is alive, maybe you want to shoot them an email and say, you know what, this might come way out of the blue. It's been 30 years, but boy, as when we were children, your words put me in bondage, and I know you never meant it, but you know what, today I'm setting you free, and I'm setting myself free because I'm forgiving you. That is how you conquer fear, my friend, because fear is a lie. I've already told you guys over and over again over the last few weeks, fear is false evidence appearing real, but it's when you choose to believe it and then you act on it, that's when you get put in bondage. So really think about it. When I was in high school, a boy told me I was fat. I was a skinny little girl, but I already had lots of life happen to me where I was dealing with beginning stages of an eating disorder. That boy saying that one sentence to me had no idea that put me in a complete state of anorexia. Did he mean to do that? Absolutely not. However, I believed it. I put a fence around me, I put myself in bondage, and I lived it for over 20 years, you guys. 20 years in bondage. You know how I got out of it? I surrendered it to the cross. I went before the Almighty Yahweh and I said, I surrender it to you. I no longer want to be in bondage. I forgive all the people that hurt me, and I want you to set me free. And it happened like that, completely free. So as I was flying over the clouds and I was shaking because it was a little scary, I immediately said, Satan, you will not put this fear in my heart. I am not afraid of flying, and whatever happens, I cannot control that. You cannot control the outcome. So whatever fear it is that's holding you back, go back to your past. Figure out where it started, and if you can't figure it out right this minute, pray about it. Be still before the Father and say, examine my heart. Where did this fear start? If rejection is holding you back, ask the Father, where was I rejected in my life? And then it starts with forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key of freedom, you guys. When you begin to use that key of forgiveness, your life will change forever. Forever and ever. You will walk out of one prison cell, from the next prison cell, and from the next one. And all of a sudden, you're going to stand on this beautiful green mountaintop. And you look around and you go, oh my gosh, I've missed out on life. And I'm not going to do that any longer because I am free. And so when you begin to apply that, because here's the thing, you guys, I cannot tell you, just don't be afraid. Because that's silly. If that's really within you, I can't tell you that. But I can surely tell you how to get back to the past, figure out what put you in bondage, release it through forgiveness, and then move on. And you will find that fear will no longer hold you hostage, in that you will walk in freedom, and you will begin to give other people around you the tool of setting themselves free. It happens in the mighty name of Jesus, the Messiah, Yeshua. And I believe, you guys, we were all made for greatness. Don't ever forget that. I got to go catch my connecting flight. Share this message, comment, like if it made a difference for you. There's so many people that are sitting right now in bondage, you guys, and they don't know how to get out of it. So if this made a difference for you, comment, share, and like. Till next time, you guys.